They just can't get any chemistry together. With every Becky Lynch match, there just seems to be a part or parts in the match where everything gets all jumbled up, or they fumble whatever spot they're doing. They stop dead, or it's AJ Lee with the rock bottom. It looked like she just pushed her straight out towards the middle of the ring. It just had no flow, no gears, no chemistry, and it just felt. The most exciting part was Becky interacting with the referee. Did you feel that way?
That's all I wrote down. Because every Becky Lynch match, I just sit there and it kind of washes over me now. Because it's the same thing every time. I think you said it in a video, and I think you're right, is that at some point, fans got snowed into thinking that Becky Lynch was the best women's wrestler on the roster. And no, not even close.
No, you got to be to a point now. How far are we into this? How many matches? How many pay-per-views? How many times is it not Becky Lynch's fault when Becky Lynch is always in the match where this happens? I'm not saying that like, I mean, the Lyra Valkyrie girl seems to be a very good athlete and seems to have. She reminds me of Bayley. They're teamed up, so very much somebody that could wrestle in a way where it looks just as good as when the guys do it. But when you're in the ring with Becky, it feels like you have to regress back and you have to wrestle I use the term Hot Wheels feeding. It just felt like they were taking way too many steps to get to anything, literal steps, or they were jumbling around and they had to get in the position. It just felt like there was no fluidity or with the body movement or anything like that they had. It felt like it just felt like very indie or very wrestling school type match to me. I don't know. I can't describe it, but it just wasn't a good match.
Have a guess how long it went?
15?
8 minutes 15.
There you go. It felt a lot longer with that.
That's the point I'm making. I was genuinely worried that, remember the SummerSlam thing with Lyra Valkyrie, and it just went on like a Stephanie McMahon Hall of Fame speech. It just went on and on and on. And I was worried this was going to be the same. Because at WrestlePalooza, like with that mixed tag, and it went like 30. Someone convinced them to go 30. Or they convinced somebody that they should go 30. And I was like, oh, God. It would have been fine if it was like 14. And then this, like...
Well, tell me, what am I missing with this? Everybody out there, comment below. But, James, what am I missing with this? Because I said before, it's politically motivated. It's because... Or the office is full of marks... And they do think she's the best wrestler in the world, and everybody else is terrible. And, this has to be a politically, and everything in wrestling has to do with politics and networking and who your husband is or who likes you and thinks you're the best. But I'm not saying she's not capable. I'm not saying she's not entertaining. I'm not saying that fans don't care about her. But I will say this about the match. They were quiet for a lot of this match.
Follow your heart to Hallmark Plus.
Aren't you going to kiss me, cowboy?
Thought you'd never ask.
Get exclusive.
Quiet for a lot of this match.
And they've put so much TV time into this as well. But, like, with the AJ Lee return last year, that was a huge deal, and that was 6-7 months ago, I think, now. And now I'm just not... At no point did I ever feel any interest in this match, and they put in so much TV time for it. I don't know if it's just because Becky, overacts so much, which normally I'm all for. But it just... I'm a struggle to describe what I dislike about it.
Well, I think because, like you said, she's a terrible heel, so you don't... It's not a matter...
She's a great babyface.
You don't dislike her. That's the problem. Do you see what I mean? And when she doesn't... Dude, I talk about radio DJ on an independent show. That's her trying to be a heel. She's right up there. It's even more over the top and unbelievable as McAfee as a heel. Even though they turned on, you see what I mean? But it feels like she's playing the part of a heel pro wrestler. If a fan would say, I'm heel Becky Lynch, and goes all over the top. All that was missing was the belt buckle Vince shrug and saying what? But she should be a babyface. There should have been something there that turned her babyface. But man, She just insists on playing the part of a heel.
Is AJ Lee in a completely untenable position here? Because obviously she has to be the good guy, the good girl, whatever you want to call it. And Becky is better. Is AJ Lee... What I'm trying to say is there's no house shows anymore to practice these damn things. She's been gone for over 10 years. None of the matches she's been in have been good. So they barely let her wrestle, and they just do all the character work and do the interviews and build and that kind of thing to go to. But is she in just an unwinnable position here, being so part-time?
It's a tough thing. I mean, you would say mostly everybody on the roster, even the main roster, is essentially part-time compared to back in the day when people would do house shows. I've said I don't have the answer for this. You talk about untenable. I think a lot of talents are in an untenable situation to never really get better at this because they don't have the availability of reps. You know, she's in a tough spot because, you know, you got to worry about injury more as you get older, so you want to limit your appearances. But when do we get to the point? I'll turn the question back over to you. When do we get to the point, or are we at the point now, where she can have character work and promos, but they become less and less believable and interesting because then the bell rings, as Ben Hameen would say?
Well, it's kind of the same, yeah. But here's the other thing. Is there's so much gap between when the bell rings. There's like 2 months between matches, so I guess you kind of like forget about it, and then she comes back
dude,
again.
I feel like she came back years ago at this point. It feels like the time is not lining up with what's going on. It, like you said, 7 months in wrestling feels like forever anyway. Like, look at Jey Uso. Go back to the six-man. Not to give a review on that. This dude was world champion last year. That was in the opening six-man tag.
She's done 5 matches: WrestlePalooza, Survivor Series, which was a 10-woman, Elimination Chamber, which was a multi-woman match. Oh no, I'm sorry, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. That was a single, but that was twice. But that was the same for me. I just every time that match comes up now, I'm like, oh no, here's the long. But at the very least, WrestleMania was a 7-match card, not a 4-match card. So they don't have to extend it. All the matches are relatively condensed for a PLE these days as well.
You think Bruce was upset? He must have been pulling his hair out. Almost double the recommended matches.
Yeah, did you read my notes? I put exactly that.
No, I didn't. No, I got the notes and we started recording like a couple minutes later.
No, dude, I actually wrote Bruce Pritchard must be pulling his hair out at having nearly double the amount of matches.
Oh, God, it's getting scary. We're not even at episode 100 yet. No, I didn't. I swear, I did not read that.
Okay, right. So with the Jessica Carr thing with the referee, this is also, by the way, the second. Is this not the second match in the last 3 matches where one of the wrestlers got an issue with the referee? There was a lot of doubling up on stories.
I don't know what's up with that. Like, usually they have so much attention and detail. They should on this show to say, hey, what body part are you working? What are you doing? Oh, we have a ref thing. Need to get it cleared. How are they letting all this not be at least somebody raising their hand saying, hey, table bump in the opening match? And if they say, we're trying to convert subscribers, got it. Hey, we got 2 ref things happening in a row. Isn't that a little bit? Let's just get through this week. That's probably the answer.
So the finish was, I wrote it was stupid at first, but I think it was the camera angle. I thought that AJ Lee had splashed Jessica Carr because Becky Lynch had grabbed the ref to drag her in the way of, a corner splash, like a stinger splash or whatever it might be. But she hadn't. The replay angle made it clear that, there wasn't contact, and then the referee walked off. Becky Lynch took off the turnbuckle pad again, because that played into the earlier in the match. Shoves AJ Lee's head into it, and then manhandle slam or whatever it was. Yeah, it was manhandle slam for the win. Is it going to be a thumbs down or thumbs in the middle?
I mean, they tried. What should I do? I don't know. I would say thumbs down. It has to be. But then again, thumbs in the middle, because it's the same exact problem for how many, well over a year with this.
Eyewitness.